Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FTB Football. This is your reaction show. Well, whatever you want to call a reaction show. This is your Chelsea-Manchester United reaction show. Tonight, we're joined, as always, with Mr. B in the building. Hello, Mr. B. Welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. On Monday, Kahunde. Yes. And the guest today is T. We call him T for short because TJ and the rest of it. And then we'll be joined a bit later on with Bits and Bobs as well, who'll be jumping on the show with us as well. So let's gather our thoughts, guys, on this whole team, the lineup. I'm going to start first because it upsets me every time I see this this defense. It really upset me. So I'm going to start off with De Gea in goal. You had Slabhead, and I don't even know what to call Lindelof anyway. I ain't got a clue what name I can give him. And obviously you had the Brazilian at the back, as always, in Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. You had Scott, you had Fred as well. Scott came back from an injury, which was, it was there and thereabouts. Bruno Fernandes, whatever you want to call him. And then obviously you had Rashford up front. You had the Welsh Flash as well. So, guys, let's start off with Kahunde. Kahunde, I think you're probably the closest one who reckoned it was going to be a draw anyway. What do you make of this lineup? What do you make of the lineup?
I didn't have too many issues with the lineup, to be honest. Obviously, I always prefer Bailly to be playing instead of Lindelof, but knowing Ollie and how he loves Lindelof, I just expected him to start. I didn't know McTominay was available, so I was happy that he started. I thought that he would be out, so I was happy that he was there. And the Mick Fred thing, Ollie seems to love that for the away games. Daniel James starting was a bit of a surprise, but thought he did pretty well during the game. He worked hard, and I think he was probably suited to this sort of game where, working hard, tracking back and all that. And it was nice to see Greenwood get a role in the middle. I thought it would line up as being Greenwood on the right and Rashford through the middle and James on the left, but they put Greenwood through the middle. And so it was nice to see him get that opportunity to play in the middle, which is probably going to be his position in the future.
Yeah. And then on Monday, what did you think of that lineup? I'm going to go that direction.
Well, Kahunde said it all, yeah. We didn't know about McTominay playing, so we put Matic in, didn't we?
Yeah.
So it wasn't too... Otherwise, it was... the only issue I had was James. I didn't think James would start. That was a bit of a surprise for us as well. We didn't pick that. We didn't see that coming, but Ollie's obviously watching the show. I think that Martial, with the comments that we said a couple of days ago, there is something going on with Martial. I didn't start him again. Before the game, Ollie said something about Martial again, which is a bit tongue-in-cheek, I think. There's issues. And I listened to the studio as well in Sky Sports, and they were saying, Roy Keane was saying he doesn't really want it. He's not really, doesn't give that that kind hunger. Of hunger. Yeah, that he's hungry for it. So interesting to see. But overall, I'm happy with the result. We played the best team, almost the best team we could have expected. I know you guys are going to go on this Lindelof and Bailly debate, but you know me, I prefer Lindelof. Next.
And Mr. B, what's your thought process on that? Anything to add to it?
Oh, dear.
Where does he start?
Where man?
Where are you gonna start?
It's what's to be expected in it. When Fred and McTominay start, I don't expect much in the game. Top six, any top six team we play with them two in it, we're not winning the game. We didn't lose the game is probably the best that I could hope for. When I make these predictions, I always gas myself a bit, I think, and then I feel like this when we bloody draw.
But you're entitled
no,
to
it was
Manchester United.
First half was a pretty even game, I suppose, but the second half, I think they had more than we did. So,
and T, welcome to the show. What's your overall view on the lineup?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for having me. The game, it wasn't really particularly great. Our record against the top six hasn't really been too great anyway, but it was just kind of a ball fest. I thought within the first half we were gonna take it to Chelsea. I mean, we grew in it once Rashford took his free kick, but it just wasn't great all in all. But we just got to move. At least we didn't lose in it. That's the main thing. But you want to get 3 points away to Chelsea, innit? That's the main thing.
So I'm going to pick up with this whole thing now. I don't know if anyone agree with me here, but I'm going to spell it out. We keep crying out and saying we need a centre forward, we need a centre back, we need a right winger on this one here. I think we bloody need 2 new midfield players because we can't retain the ball at all in midfield. Let's start with Mr. B with this one.
He's got a delay.
Yes, we do. We need a central midfielder who can hold on to the ball and pass it. That's what we need. Our midfield doesn't retain the football. It does not retain the football. You look at Chelsea, they were passing triangles between them, retaining the football. Even Arsenal tried to retain the football. When we get the ball, what do we do with it? Whack it.
Whack it
to him. Yeah. We give the ball away too much, man. Until, no matter how Ollie trains the players to play or how he wants them to play, which we obviously know is counter, we've got no chance. We can't create by dominating the game. We're creating by counter-attacking. And if a team, plays against us and sits back with 4 or 5, we don't do nothing. Chelsea didn't really they came forward, but they made sure that they got back as early as possible. Sometimes they were back before we were today.
Let's go to on Monday before we go to Kunde. Go on.
Yeah,
on Monday. What's your thought?
All right. The centre backs we need. Striker we need. We don't discuss centre midfielders that often. We did the other week. We were talking about Hannibal. We're talking about Garner on loan. These guys can come in and maybe do a job. Got to wait until pre-season next year. So I would rather see them get an opportunity. And we got Donny van der Beek, who we all feel could play a 6 or 8 and fit in there nicely. The thing, my problem today, again, watching the game, is Fred. I know he played a nice through ball the other day. We keep joking about it, but the guy is trash, pure trash. I'm sorry, I've had enough of him. I made a declaration a couple of weeks ago. I won't be talking Fred. But to be honest, I watched him today and I'm like this, terrible. Like you're saying about retention and all this kind of thing, it's not happening with him in the team. Does a Conte and just pinches. I'm quite happy with that. But when he starts trying to ball and bring the ball forward and run and all that kind of thing, rubbish, absolute rubbish. So I think we do need a midfielder. If these guys, Garner and Hannibal, aren't quite ready, we need to get someone quality in. Someone like, who's the guy from PSG? Verratti. I'm not saying him, but someone who can play like him and keep the ball comfortable with it. Matic can do that, but he's an old Volvo now. He's gone around the block.
And Kohinde, what's your thought process on this 2 midfield players? I think, to be honest with you, we are missing Pogba in a sense, but Kohinde, take it away.
Yeah, I think Pogba and Van der Beek are the ones that can retain the ball. If they're playing, they can keep the ball, and they're more of the ballers that we've got. I'm not sure that it's like an area. If we look at defense, midfield, and the forwards, I'm not sure that it's the area that needs addressing the most. I would probably say the centre backs first, then forwards, and then the midfield. I think we've got a range of midfielders like Matic with the experience, McTominay, Fred. Even though on Monday this is him,
don't listen to Monday, man.
With Fred, he's the guy that gives you that dynamism in midfield because he's very quick.
To do what though? Yeah, but what does he do, bro?
Yeah, he doesn't really do much.
I beg you.
Yeah, so he gives you something different in that sense. And then we got Van der Beek and Pogba. So I think we've got more than enough midfielders there. It's just about finding a combination that could make us keep the ball better. And that's what I've always said. The combination is not McFred. It's might be useful for away games to get to avoid us losing. But if we want to play ball, you've got to play Pogba with McTominay or McTominay with Van der Beek, you know, just for us to start playing better football. But on hindsight, you can't really complain. I mean, Chelsea are on a good run. They got momentum, new manager and all that. I expected this result. I did say it was going to be a draw. I just think we could have nicked it at the end if McTominay put a better ball in. And I think that we're just, in these type of games, we're getting a lot of draws with the top six. And I just think we're lacking just that quality in the final third in these tight games to really make the difference.
Yeah. And T, what's your thought process as well?
I agree with what you lot are saying. In the midfield, we just didn't keep the ball well, and our creative outlet today for Bruno wasn't really good enough. I was a bit frustrated with him. Like the pass that he had to Rashford, I feel if that was Kevin De Bruyne, he pinpoints that accurate to Rashford's feet, or at least glides it around so Rashford can feed onto it. He was very ineffective today and just didn't do much. And you'd want your top players to deliver. Up at front, Greenwood, it wasn't his best game, but I can't blame him. He's inexperienced and very young. He needs guidance and he needs players around him to deliver so he can flourish. In the midfield, it was very frustrating because we couldn't retain the ball and actually take it along to Chelsea. And calling for Donny van der Beek, I would want Donny to start, but at the same time, Oli hasn't utilised him. That's my issue with it. You can't bring him to the club, not utilise him, bring him on, put him on the bench like nearly every game. He might play a cameo game like against Watford or something like that, and then you don't see him the next Premier League game. He's not getting a run of games to adapt and just express himself as usually you would think. But
So guys, quick one. Please smash the like button, subscribe if you are watching on Facebook Live, guys. Please subscribe to the channel, give us a like as well. You can be in a chance to win yourself a football shirt of your choice with your name and number on the back. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel. So what I'm going to do quickly, I've got a bit more topics to go through. On Monday, you got your computer. You want to hit some of these comments and then we'll try to get through them.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Anyway,
don't sing happy birthday to her, man. She's a Chelsea fan. Don't tell her to go.
The Chelsea fan.
If you don't know, Tracy down here is a Chelsea supporter. And from last week, she'll be right up her mouth about how they're going to give us licks. Yeah. Happy birthday, Tracy.
Happy birthday.
We came to your ground and you could beat us. Boss man. Chelsea outclassed Man U. Mount is a Don. Greenwood should be promoted. I disagree. Boss man, I like you, bruv. You're my uncle. I appreciate everything you do, all the contribution. But no. Chelsea did not outclass us. Chelsea, this is from Tracy again. Chelsea should have won. Glad we never lose. Boss man, you killed them. Okay, that's better. Yeah. That's more like it. Mr. Mizra, what a sugar poor game that was. Aslan.
It was Aslan.
Boss man again. Fred and McTominay are not good enough. Yeah, we agree.
As a combination.
Yeah, it's a combination. I think Fred's good.
And good. Boss man again saying Man United need Poggy back. Yeah.
We do.
Aslam again, say, gent, serious, one question. Okay, let's go. 1 goal against and conceded 7 against the big 6 so far this season. What are we thinking? Do we understand that?
Can I say something? I was listening to something about the big 6 and the top 6 here, and I don't know if anyone's going to agree with me. But what is the top 6? What is the actual top 6? Spurs is in the top 6. Spurs is top 16. Spurs isn't. We beat Leicester.
Yeah.
We beat Leicester. We drew against City. We drew against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Who else is in the top 6?
We lost to Spurs.
No, but they're not top 6. I was listening to something.
Oh, are you gonna go? Okay,
they're not top 6. They're not top 6. So for me,
they're saying like 9 for.
There you go. Exactly. So what is the top 6?
I think integrate. I think Tottenham are top 6. If you look at their form and
no, but this season are the top 6. That's what I'm saying.
I would judge it over the last 3-4 years. I'd say Poch should put them in the top 4 Champions League. Yeah, Poch had them. And traditionally, they've always been like a top 6 or top 5, top 4 side.
But this season, right now, so far with Ole, this season, we've drawn against Man City, we drew against Chelsea twice, we beat Leicester twice,
we lost to Arsenal.
Arsenal ain't top 6.
They are.
If you're not gonna, Yeah.
No, but they're not this season. They're not top 6 this season.
So you're going on this season? I'm
going on this season. Like what
okay.
Amanda, you always say, you look at what's happening now.
In front of
not
you.
back then, not back. Top 6. What is top
Arsenal
6
could
this
end up
season?
top 6 this season at the end of the year. Arsenal could end up top 6 by the end of the year. You never know. They won today. They beat a top 6 side. They beat us.
No, they won't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're a bogey team.
I'm saying traditionally, there are clubs out there that we consider. Like it used to be in the 80s when I was growing up, it was Everton, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. Those were the 5 sides that were renowned for being the top sides.
And then this guy here, let's hear Aslan agree but disagree what top 6 are. This guy always talks sense. I can't see his comments, so that's all yours.
Right. Dynamic Productions. Man United had players like Van der Beek who can help us keep the ball retention, but Ollie refuses to use him. Spot on regarding our comments by him. James Garner would do well when he comes in. Fred's passing was awful tonight. Is he Brazilian? Shake my head.
Oh my God. I heard it so much. Is he Brazilian, you know?
Armando on fire.
Yes, big up, Mr. Bossman. Love you. Bring it on.
Okay, last comment, and then we're going to go on now.
I'm not a Monday He's dead, man.
So, guys,
it's all about Yabba. Sorry.
Let's start talking about some players. So let's start with Mr. B first, with the player. The performance today. What do you think of performance of, obviously, we talk about the front three, and the service today, for me, was very poor anyway to them, because I think the midfield players let them down massively. But also, our player, I'm going to spot, take out today and look at again, Mr. Consistent. What do you think of Luke Shaw's performance today? Because he was fantastic today.
We should even be talking about Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw's been given 8.5 stroke 9 virtually every game. This 8.5. I'm not going to exaggerate and go 9, because then that's really been over the top. But definitely 8 every single game. You know what I mean? He's been Mr. Consistent, but there's nobody else showing. Well, yeah, they show the level consistency, but it's a shit level.
Yeah.
You know, they need to step up and start showing that they deserve to be Manchester United players. I mean, today, Mason Mount, it hurts me today. I think Mason Mount was the best player on the pitch.
Yeah, he was.
100%. 100%.
You know, and that is a young, dynamic. He's a complete midfielder. He can pass. He can tackle.
Yeah, he's a hybrid.
You know, you know, we've got Fred. Man say Fred. What does Fred do? Fred, what does he do? Dynamic in what? Tell me, please. Explain to me.
You want me to answer that, because I've said.
Yeah, go on. Go ahead.
I'm saying that if we lose possession, he's very quick to try and get the
He's the only one who's got legs, isn't it?
Yeah, he's the only one there to retain the ball back. Yeah.
Matic
keeping the ball.
This is what I'm saying. Hold on. Matic is about, you know, his marking the space and all that. He's not going to be quick to the ball. But Tommy's okay. But Fred he's got that dynamism where if he loses it, he's busy. And I'm not saying I'm not singing his praises. I'm not saying he's great or whatever, but I'm saying that it's good to have that sort of variety. We need that sort of midfielder.
So what happens when you give him the ball? He's dynamic and can't pass. You've got a midfielder who can't pass. What's the point of him being in midfield?
Well, for me, his range of passing is limited. I think really he just needs to be an A to B passer and not try anything too fancy.
He almost scored a goal today.
I don't know, again, when he gets
on his week off foot.
That, you know, he had a shot today. His shots always seem to go straight at the keeper, or they're too weak. Do you know what I mean? So it's obvious that he hasn't got that extra to his game. So he needs to just think about, let me use what I've got. What am I good at? I'm good at quickly winning the ball and dynamic. As soon as I win it, I'm going to pass it off. You know, you see that's all. So he just needs to work on what he's good at, what he can do.
Yeah.
Kawunde,
extra.
You are not a professional footballer, yes?
True.
But you know your limitation. If you're on the football pitch, you know your limitations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How can he not know his limitations, bruv? This is my point. This is what I'm saying to you. You
I think
understand?
he goes back to
Every week we see this guy.
Yeah,
Every week we see this guy on the football pitch, and he's pissing us off. Yeah. And every week you lot are saying Fred can do this. Fred can't do shit. He shouldn't be playing.
His end product's not good enough though. In the time he's been at
It's
United,
not.
his end product's not good enough. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not.
I think he's only got one goal in the league, and that was against Wolves, and we drew. And then a couple Europa League goals, but that's not the standard
He's
of
not
level.
winning nothing.
Yeah.
With this guy playing, and guess what? He don't get injured. So guess what? He's going to play every game.
I'm saying he's fit.
I do rate his hunger and his determination for the squad though, because he does put in a bite. Like he will get at players, but the end product's not good enough. I agree with you on that, Mr. B.
Yeah.
Okay, Amonde, I know you're gonna love this one.
Well, on Fred,
Yeah,
I thought the question started on Luke Shaw. I got a few things
I know,
to say
but
about
then
Luke
it's
Shaw.
hit Fred's. Actually, let's go back
Let me
to
just-
Luke Shaw. Let's scrap it.
Yeah,
Go on.
I'll do both quickly. Yeah, Luke Shaw. Remember we've been saying for weeks now about his England place is guaranteed.
Yeah.
His partner for Chelsea was Chilwell. So we had a chance today, opportunity to see them both on the pitch. And
Yeah.
Chilwell was it wasn't really that dynamic, wasn't doing much. I remember Chilwell, Leicester bombing down and whipping in crosses and doing all that. He was a bit reserved today, maybe under instructions. But Luke Shaw was shy. Yeah, I must admit, Luke Shaw was on fire today. Really consistent, solid, just air of confidence about him. You know, I really like him at the moment. As for Fred, I agree with Mr. B. And I also agree with Kahinde. I mean, yeah, he's trash. He can't do it. He should just stick to his job. He's trash. He's trash.
I wouldn't say trash. I think trash is a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh.
He should be on Sesame Street.
Okay,
You know, like-
bro.
I get he's a bit frustrating. I can get that, but trash, like he has nothing to offer.
The reason I say trash, and listen,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
the first one to say when people say, oh, he's this, and we're not
Yeah,
great
yeah.
ourselves. But I'm saying I've watched him now, however long he's been there. I've given him an opportunity, and because he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, that makes him even more trash. If he wants to do his job and just do what he's supposed to do, which is just pinch, sit back, and just like A to B.
Yeah.
Then I'd say, yeah, good job, because
Because that's just keeping it simple.
works hard. That's why I'm saying he's trash, because he's trying to do things, trying to play a cross ball pass. We had the ball in their half today. In their half, he gets it, decides to spray it to the other side, and goes up to the thing. You know, and that's just one. I've got. If I was going to start taking notes, before I'd be here all day. So let's not talk about Fred. Let's move on to something else, please.
And
we all agree.
Yeah, with T now, last part about Luke Shaw. What's your thought on him as well today?
I think he was very good today. Defensively, he was very sharp. At couple points, he let Callum go past him, and Callum was kind of like bending one in. He had a couple shots at De Gea, but Luke Shaw kept his ground. He was very good defensively. He bombed forward a good amount of times. Yeah, he's been very consistent for the last few months. He's been our best player, you would say. Other than Bruno and Rashford, you would say he's definitely top three. Yeah.
Excellent. So what we're going to do now is go through some comments, and then we're going to come back to De Gea after this one. Yeah. So we're going to hit De Gea after. So
Osman James again has come on. He said, "You need a Brian Robson 2021." Which wow, whoever remembers Brian Robson, yes,
Quality.
what a great player.
Legend.
Dynamic Productions again. Thank you. Manchester United need one classy centre back and one really good number 9. We nodding on that?
Yeah, we do.
No.
We do.
Who's going to give them the ball? Who's going to give
Exactly.
them the ball?
Who's gonna?
We need
The strikers.
Good point.
Greenwood played up up front today. He didn't get as many chances. It's not the strikers. It's not.
No, it's not the strikers. It's not the strikers.
No.
Bruno's frustrated today. There's one where we're breaking in the second half, and Rashford should have run in between the two centre backs, and he made a stupid run, running next to the fullback. And
Yeah.
Bruno,
He plays frustrating.
Anyway, so it's not always about things, about the runs. Dynamic Productions again. Man United need a deep line playmaker like Frankie de Jong. We got okay, yeah, fair enough. What do you think, guys? Deep line playmaker like Frankie de Jong. We need that.
We need.
I think Donny could do that. I think Donny could do that.
Donny
If
could
you
do
just
that,
give him a run, Donny could definitely do that.
Yeah.
And this is the
Donny-
thing.
He keeps the ball and he gives it and goes.
We
So
said
he could
earlier,
definitely do that.
I don't think Donny needs game. Donny's so intelligent. It's not like he needs to, we need to blend him in. He needs time. He doesn't need time. In the Ajax schooling system, he doesn't need time. He can walk in and
Yeah, definitely. But Ollie's not utilizing him to like adapt into this type of team, innit? Because it's definitely different to the Ajax system team where it's all fluid and give and goes. We're not as fluid as we think. In moments we can, but it's not consistent enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tracy again. She's saying Man U Only you know how to draw. It's true.
Yeah.
Can't lie. Dynamic Productions again. Van der Beek has been grossly undervalued by Ollie. Do we agree?
Yes,
Definitely.
100%.
And again, they didn't outclass anyone. That was regarding the comment earlier. And Tracy saying, "I want my birthday."
Oh yeah, because we said thank
Thank
you.
you, Tracy.
Man City, I don't know what that is. Let's go to Aslan.
Assam says, "We all know which clubs we're talking about. I'm talking about your general play against the big boys." So, all right, he's going back to the top 6. We know he's saying we should know which clubs we're referring to.
Well, the referring is going to probably be Arsenal. It's going to be, but again, the football's change, and for me, I'm going to say I'm only looking at this season top 6. That's all I'm looking at. Who's the top 6? That's for me. That's what I'm looking. I don't know, Mr. B. What's your thought process on this so-called top 6 this season? Because that's what I'm looking at.
I classify top 6 as Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool. Who else have I got?
Leicester.
See, I would
finished top 6 for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, but all right, you could put Leicester in there if you want. What have we done against them? Nothing.
No, but we've beaten Leicester this season.
We drew them.
We beat 1 out of 5. Go on. 1 out of 5. Good tell me.
We've
Go
lost.
on.
What is it? No, sorry, apologies. We've drawn this. The stats are, I think we've drawn 7 and lost.
We
2.
beat Everton, but we drew to Leicester.
Yeah, we drew to Leicester 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we drew to Everton the other day with the last minute goal.
Yeah.
But West, you know what? All of this top 6, it doesn't matter who we play. With the midfield we have, it makes no difference. You don't understand. We lost
Pogba. We missed Pogba.
Of course we missed Pogba, but guess what's going to happen? Because we've got people at our club saying we don't need Paul Pogba.
Of course
we need Paul Pogba in it. Because when he doesn't play, we're dead. So this is the future for us.
Yeah, without Pogba, you're seeing it, yeah.
Right, this is the future for us. Ollie's not going to go and buy a centre-back, a right-back, a forward, and a central midfielder. Bomb that, yeah? Forget it, yeah? The club are going to spend £60 million in the summer, regardless of how they make and spend the money, yeah? And we're going to get a left winger. It's not even going to be the position that we need.
Yep. Could agree.
So we're back to square one again. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Ollie, this." That's fine. He's not being backed. So we needed a right winger. We're now having to play Greenwood. All right, he's learning blah 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 blah. How much positions do we need? We can't go into a season and need five positions filled.
Mr. B, are you saying that we should prioritize centre midfielder now? Then is that what you think? Is that the point?
We have to. We have to.
We look at what Fred can do. Yeah, and no, forget Fred. We look at what our central midfielders, our central midfielders can do. Matic isn't. We need a midfielder that can do a bit of everything. Yeah, if he's in a certain part of position, he understands that he needs to be able to defend the ball. Intelligence.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think we do have it in Van der Beek.
Yeah, we can. You have to try it.
He's not going to try that. Even if Pogba goes, Van der Beek is still not going to play.
Yeah.
How convenient that the week when all of those players were injured,
he didn't.
He came back and then he played Twanzebe in centre midfield.
Yeah, Twanzebe in centre mid. The double pivot. I didn't get it.
It's like, to me, he's not going to give the guy a chance, so let him go. You're not going to give him a chance, let him go. You know what I mean? Now it's just getting frustrating because we know what's going to happen when we play with certain central midfielders playing. We're very limited in what we can and can't do. It's then down to individual players to change the game for us. A flip trap by Rashford, somebody going past, James doing his whiz kid business and running past. You understand?
Bruno shooting from distance or something.
Right. And or us winning, it's individual stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
We still, as much as we've got the 4-2-3-1, which we line up and play, we still don't have a pattern of play. And it's getting ridiculous now.
Yeah. So quick one, guys. We're just going to read some comments, and then I'm going to start off with Kahunde about De Gea. Okay. So we hold that. Yeah. So on Monday, do you want to hit some of these?
Yeah. Hi, Hamza. How you doing, bro?
Hamza, welcome back.
Hamza says, "I'm sorry, but that was a snooze fest." Yeah. Again, 90 minutes of my life I will never get back.
Hamza, NGL.
Yeah.
You're right.
Aslam again. He says it's an invalid comment. Say next season United at 10th. Does that mean they're not a top 6 or 6 big clubs?
Well, if we finish 10th next season, in the season, we weren't in top 6. So no, we're not top 6. We're not top 6.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But I'm looking at it by season. You finish in the top 6 this season, you're worthy of top 6. You finish anything below that, no.
I'd also go by wage bill. If you look at the wage bill and the structure of these clubs, those are the top 6 clubs. It always tends to be the top 6 clubs. Anyway.
Yeah.
Kahinde.
Okay, so Dynamo
One
Production.
more. Should I do the question?
Yep.
Dynamic
tons.
Productions.
We've got
oh God!
tons.
All right. Lindelof impressed me tonight. I love his distribution from the back. Luke Shaw has been brilliant this season, but he can get even better. Wan-Bissaka needs to offer more going forward, and he's trying to do that. Yeah,
he's trying. Yep. 100%.
Yeah, he is trying. He's getting better.
And then Dynamo Production again.
He says Fred is very good at helping us win the ball back and tenacious in that regard, but his lack of creativity in the middle doesn't help us. I'd let him go. We need a proper CDM.
Would you let him go?
I wouldn't. I'll keep him as a backup.
As a squad player, I think he could offer something. He could
offer something.
Yeah.
Really?
He would be. He's not terrible. I've seen Fellaini and Matic in a double pivot. I've seen worse. I've seen Fellaini. Remember when Seville came to us in 2018? Fellaini and Matic in a double pivot. That is the worst midfield I've ever seen in my life. That's the worst.
You know what?
I think this one's worse, to be honest.
No.
Matic is a baller.
They knew their limitations, bruv. They didn't have ideas above their station.
Okay,
you understand?
Fred's
a daydreamer on the pitch, man.
Okay. Go on.
Pipe 71 says that was a dog and fleas. United have been scared by the 6-1 lashing by my mob. Yeah. They now play big games not to lose instead of trying to win. Having said that, they should have had a pen first half.
Yeah, we'll go on to that later on. We'll talk about the penalty later on. And Aslan, Arsenal won today. You see, Arsenal won today. That's why he's out.
I see. Big up everyone on the channel. Everyone hit the like. Yeah.
Yes, Aslan. Respect, Aslan. Respect. So, guys, all right, then let's start with Kahinde, because in our last show, we had this whole thing, and it's almost like, I think the last show we did, everyone was beating De Gea, weren't they? Everyone was beating him, saying, is he good enough? Today, I thought he had an okay performance. There was one chance where they should have scored, and he saved it. He saved us, basically. It was a goal, and he saved us. So do you think still, for me, I still believe he is the man for us. So do you still think he's our number one?
Yeah, of course. I've got no reason to think otherwise, because he's been at the club for what, good 10 years. I think he's still the Spanish number one keeper. He's got that pedigree, and he's 30. He's not even 30, 31. He's not even in his prime years as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And people talk about Henderson, but Henderson this season for United, he hasn't had a game where you think, oh wow, he needs to be in the team.
He makes me nervous.
He does. He looks a bit nervy when he's coming for the ball.
Like, he's had nothing to do. Like, I think even the 5-0 one, people talk about, oh, he's got to play next game. But I'm thinking he didn't have anything to do. You could have took up smoking or something that game. Nothing to do. So what I'm saying is, like, De Gea, you can't, at the moment, you can't really drop him because he's still class. And I think there's a lot of teams that he'll still walk into. So for me, it's not even something that is a debate, really. And Henderson, I personally think we should send him out on loan again next season.
Okay.
Sorry,
Mr. B, hit me.
Sorry, I've just seen a message here from Guna Ranger. You know what?
Can I take
this guy's on the wind up, man, and you know what? I really don't want to fall. I don't want to fall for it. So, Guna Ranger, that is a very, very silly question that you have asked me. I'm not going to answer. It's got Mr. B, Mac Fred for the rest of the season. I'm not going to answer that because they will kick me off YouTube. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Yes, you've got me because I can feel the steam. I can feel it. Yeah. So I'm going to save it for tomorrow morning and we will have that discussion. I know you're happy because your team won.
Exactly.
I couldn't go to your show today and dig you out. So I just had to sit here and wait. We got the worst result of the day. So yeah, I'm sitting here pissed. And as for that question, no, I wouldn't like Matt Fred for the rest of the season.
What a wind up, man. These Arsenal fans. Jeez.
Always winding.
Another one.
This is from Dynamic Productions. He says, Solskjaer is obsessed with Mac Fred. We need a manager who knows what he's doing. I'd rather Ollie left ahead of Van der Beek. Angelotti would work wonders with these players.
Yep, couldn't agree more. And last one before we go into
Welcome
to the other.
Welcome to Chopper United. First comment I've seen from him. Can't people still defending Fred? Maybe can't believe. Simple question: is he good enough for United? No. You two, what do you think? Good enough for United, Fred?
Comment.
As a squad player, I think as a squad player.
In a word, yes or no?
Squad player.
Squad player,
Yeah.
As a squad player, yeah. I feel you're a bit harsh on Fred, man. He's not the worst, dude. He's not the worst. Not the worst. I get his shooting is off. I can agree with you on that. But he's not the worst player because he does give it. He does have good games. And he is
welcome to my
sorry.
Have you heard this question?
We are second in the league at the moment, and we have scored the most goals in the league. And Fred, I'm not trying to big him up, but I'm just saying that there's been some really big wins that we've had that he's been a part of, and he's started.
Exactly.
He is. Look at the PSG games, even from 2 years ago. This season as well.
What you talk about the one that he got the 2 yellow cards in? You talk about the one he got the 2 yellow cards in?
I'm just saying, we're not losing games at the moment. We're not losing games, and we're second in the league with the most.
Yeah,
goals.
We're second in the league with Fred.
I don't want to be too negative and focus on this player. It's not the Fred show. You know, there's other areas in the team that
it will never be.
Which I'm going to come on to.
We need to talk about the creativity because that's my biggest.
Yeah, it's Sancho. That's what we need. The Sancho. It's the final.
We're going to come on.
Talk about things that we don't have, bruv. This is the problem. We need A. We don't have. And guess what? We're probably never going to have because the ball aren't going to buy these players, bruv. You know what I mean? You're saying we need a Diego Maradona in central midfield and a Johan Cruyff at the back. That's what we need. We're not going to get there. Everything we're saying is pie in the sky, bruv.
This is the problem.
Sorry.
Hold on. Freeze going. Kohinde, go on.
We've got the players within the squad, right? You're talking about the midfielders today. We've got Van der Beek. We've got him there. Right. Frank de Boer said he is a number 6. That is his position. He's the perfect player that we need to come in. Look at Tuanzebe. People talk about we need another centre-back. He's an emerging 23 top English centre-back. We've got the players there within the squad.
One second.
I want to say top, but
is coming through next season. He's he's like Michael Clark. We've got the players within the squad. Spend it wisely on one player. I think it's the final third that we lack creativity. The front three,
creativity, man.
1 second. Go.
That's it.
Okay, on Monday.
Just very quickly. Kahinde, earlier on you said we need a centre back, and now you're saying Tuanzebe. Make up your mind. What is it? Do we need? You say because a few weeks ago. Hold on. A few weeks ago, it doesn't. I mean, it's not a question; it's just a statement. A few weeks ago, you were saying Tuanzebe, we don't need a centre back. We've got to play him and all this kind of thing. Now, and earlier in the show, you said we need a centre back. Anyway, the next question.
No. I said earlier in the show.
It's all right. We can rewind.
One second. Let him have his talk. Let him start.
I said.
We don't have blends in the show. Talk with conviction and back what you say.
Listen, I said the midfield is probably our strongest area of the team, right? Because we've got a lot of midfielders there. I'm saying after the midfield, then we would need a centre back or something. But I honestly think that Tuanzebe should get a chance to develop, and I would like Sancho.
A bit like Wesley Fofana at Leicester. He's getting a similar run of games and he's very young.
No, but you don't know if he's going to come in and do well. And the way I'm looking at it, I'm just looking at it the way Ollie is. Ollie, I don't even know if he wants a centre back, because I think in Ollie's mind, he thinks Maguire and Lindelof are the perfect partnership.
Yeah,
so
right.
Maguire and Tuanzebe are two of the good guys that are there. So if we
But
buy
they're both injury prone as well.
another centre back, someone's going to have to leave. So I'd rather we address the front area. The midfield's our strongest area, I think. Then it's probably centre back. Then it's the front.
Okay. So, guys, if you're watching the show, please like, share, subscribe. This is the reaction show, the Chelsea-Manchester United reaction show. Finished 0-0. I can't get the 90 minutes of my life back, but anyway, we're doing the show. So let's move on to some of these questions, and then what I want to do is afterwards, we're talking about midfield players, because I think today, to be honest with you, I'll look at the game today and I'm looking at Fred, and I always defend Fred, but also a player within that midfield today, looking at Scott. He's young, he's still got lots to learn, but I'm going to come back with the question, why do we keep consistently playing him in that team when, and then I'm going to ask the question, could he get in the so-called big top 6 teams in the Premier League? So let's do some of these questions first. Okay, so go on, Monday, please.
This is Pipe 71 again. Mr. B talking reality. It's all off the cuff with United. Ollie at the wheel, but he can't drive. Hamza, Abdi, how you doing, bro? Are you guys scared of Europa? You face AC Milan. Big game.
Big game.
Oh,
dude, I'm over 2 legs.
Not scared of AC Milan.
How you doing, man? Ollie at the wheel, but Ollie can't drive. Robert Walsh says, "Can I buy Mr. B a drink sometime?" Olix,
Mr. B.
Olix.
Oh, Mr. B.
Gouda Ranger, big up, man. Just playing, lads. Sick show as usual. Yeah, better 9 minutes than we had earlier. Ranger again at Robert Walsh. I think Mr. B would like that. He drinks. Telling you, Mr. B. They don't have to twist press your buttons, man. Production says the Glazers will not spend 100 million on Sancho. The only way he comes in if he comes in a cut price fee.
And last one.
We did a bit for him last season, so we know we're going to go for him again.
Tottenham Hustler says, Pipe 71 cracking me up. That game was like a dog with fleas. You know what it is? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Spurs won, Arsenal won. And look at this. Full of chat.
Yeah.
Well up, shit.
They're up for it. They're up for it. So, guys, I'm going to start off with, obviously, I think everyone's coming to Mr. B, so I'll let Mr. B take this one because they're gunning for him.
It's Olix.
Yeah. So, Mr. B, you make so much sense in everything you're saying, and I always sort of respect in what you say, because I think the same way, like you, because I always think to myself, the Glazer is trying to sell us a product that we know the minute we get it, it's going to be broken. And then Ole is the guy there to sit there and go, oh yeah, by the way, it's going to work. But in reality, we know it's not going to work. You know, it's like when you were younger, you used to get them wind-up cars. And then after 2 goes on it, the wind-up thing goes. And you sit there and think, oh, okay. So for me now, I'm going to ask the question. Scott, not picking on him at all, but would he really get in any of the top 6 teams in the Premier League, the so-called top 6 team in the Premier League, and start?
You know,
Probably Arsenal.
I think, yeah, I think he would get into Arsenal. I mean, the thing with what I will say about Scott, he's grown on me. I mean, look, he scored 7 goals this season from midfield. Last season, I didn't have any. My guy there, that hellman there, Jose, picked him and used to play him ahead of Paul Pogba. I still didn't understand why he did it, but there's something about he's improving season after. You can see the improvement in him.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, you know, in another couple of years, these are the players that we need. They're young and they're improving with our club. These are the players that I want. If I see that there's no improvement with you as a player, that's when I start getting frustrated with them as players. You know what I mean? He's improved year on year. The 2.5 years, he's shown steady improvement. So McTominay, he might not get into, delivery. Look, Man City, they don't play. Football. Yeah, forget about Man City in this equation.
That's not even putting them in there.
He would get into Arsenal.
Yeah.
Would he get into Tottenham? Who have Tottenham got in midfield?
Ndombele, Højbjerg, Lascelles. So he wouldn't get into Tottenham, no.
No, he probably so he probably wouldn't get into Tottenham's.
He wouldn't get in Liverpool's.
No,
he wouldn't get into Liverpool's. So then
would he get in Leicester? Would he get in Leicester? Because Leicester is brilliant.
No, he wouldn't. Tillemans, what you call it, Ndidi, Madison. Nah.
See, Ndidi. You see now when you're talking about a central midfielder,
that's who we need. That's who
he
we need.
does the job for 2 man. Right. He does the job for 2 man. You understand?
Yeah.
He will go in there. He will break up play, keep it short. He's not interested in glory. You understand?
Yeah. He knows
right. Thank you. How much tackles does that man make a game? How much tackles does that man make? Yeah. You understand? We don't have that. There you go. You understand? We need that's the type of player that we need. I'll tell you who I like. The youth there that plays for Brighton, central midfield.
Brighton, Basuma.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Basuma. Yeah, the young.
I like him.
Yeah, he's dynamic.
Yeah, I like him. See, that's dynamic. I don't know which one he was, but that's my definition of dynamic, not Fred.
You know what though, for me,
because he can shoot and actually great player.
I would love to have Ndidi. I've been watching him for so long now since he's been at Leicester, and I just think he's another Kante, but a probably upgraded version. How fantastic he's going to be.
Yeah.
So So Monday, your thoughts on Scott about getting in top 6?
The thing about we're Man United. We've got our own ID, as we were saying the other day. Since going back to like post-war times, pre-war. We've always had in our squad, every single squad we've had an academy player. Now think about that, okay? So that shows what we're about, what our idea is about. And this is before Busby Babes, So I like McTominay. Whether he gets in the other 6, I don't care. He gets in our side, and because he's come through our academy, and this is what we do. We got the whole British clubs. We've got the most players playing in the top league that have come through our academy, and that remains, So technically, like Mr. B was saying, no, he wouldn't get into the Man City side because they play the tiki-taka. They need that tight touch and everything.
That wouldn't suit his football. It wouldn't suit him.
Beg your pardon?
It wouldn't suit his type of style of football. Donny van de Beek, probably it would suit him. Like how Gundogan's playing, like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think because he's young, and I agree with Mr. B again, he's developing at our club and getting better at our club. So the finished article, we haven't paid a penny for. And we are the richest club in the world, and we still have this philosophy of bringing players through. It's fantastic. You just got to look at our squad. The other day, we had how many academy products on the pitch? You see what I'm saying? That's what we have to. That's why we're special.
And then Kohunde.
Yeah, I agree with Monday. It's like we're Man United. We've got our own identity. We don't need to compare and say, "Oh, would this player get in the top 6?" Like, I'll just give you examples. Like when we were successful during the mid-90s, we had Steve Bruce as our central defender. He didn't get in the England team. He didn't get one England cap, right? True. Doesn't matter. With Michael Carrick, look how many times they shone him. He won Champions League title after league title, and he couldn't really get in the England team. It's not about that. It's about our identity, the way we play. We're Manchester United, so I'm not comparing it. We're doing a good job at the moment. We're second in the league, so forget about with Tommy getting Leicester or whatever. We're second. They're not. We're ahead of them.
And T?
With McTominay, I feel he is growing on me myself as well. Like this season, he's been important against like teams like Leeds. He's been very, very good, and he's only going to get better. I can only see him getting better. Like that, the goal that he got against West Ham was very important. That was a clutch coming off from the bench, scoring important goals. That he's kind of like, he reminds me a bit like Herrera. He's not as technical, but he gives the fight for the club and the badge, and he scores important goals. A bit similar like Herrera. So I like McTominay. I think he's a very, very good player, very underrated. Because I used to hear Guendouzi was better than him, Harry Winks was better than him, and they're not even in the Premier League. Well, Harry Winks is, but he can't get a game for Tottenham. Guendouzi's at Hertha Berlin and not even that good, really, in my opinion. But McTominay, he's a very, very good midfielder. If you play to his strengths, he can do a lot. He's got the qualities. He can shoot from distance. His passing can improve, but he's more. You can see he's a box-to-box midfielder. He likes to get forward and take chances. That's what he's good at because he can shoot from distance. Like the goal he got against Arsenal, or was it last season? He blitzed Arsenal. So yeah.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
He blitzed Arsenal.
Yeah.
So guys, we're gonna come to the last segment of the show. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna get Armando to read out some of the comments, and we're gonna talk about the last player, and that's Anthony Martial. It's gonna be a bit heated.
AM9, that's my style.
Yeah. Okay, Armando.
Yeah, Pipe 71. I think he's talking to someone else. I was being polite at Tottenham Hotspur or Hustler. Dynamic Productions again. McTominay is a good player. He's perfect for the Prem. His athleticism is made for the Prem, but he's not as good a player as Pogba, Fernandes, Van der Beek technically.
Yeah, of course not.
Aslam, Ndidi. You try spelling that. And Ndidi linked to City replacement for Fernandinho.
Don't come on here and blaspheme, blood. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Pipe 71 again saying, okay, Fred. Now you're a younger. All the reggae lovers love that tune there. Yes.
Oh, God. So, guys, last part segment of the show. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're watching on the Facebook channel, please like, share, subscribe as well. Show the support, FTB Football. Last part of the show, guys, because after this show at 8 o'clock, we've got the Premier League reaction show. And then straight after the Premier League reaction show, we've got the Liverpool reaction show against Sheffield United. They've got a few special guests on the show tonight. So looking forward to that one, watching it as well, guys. Yeah, Aslan, they're all laughing. Everyone's laughing at us at the moment. Everyone, what's this? Big up everyone in the chat. Respect Aslan. Yeah, it's a pleasure, mate. We're trying to do something different with this channel. So please, guys, if you are watching, just share, subscribe, and like the page. Kunde's jumped off at the moment. So last one from Pipe, and then we're going to start off with T afterwards.
Pipe leads us into what we're the next segment perfectly, because he says Martial plays like he has no interest in the game. An enigma.
Okay, so this is it now. So let's start talking about to T now until Kahunde comes back. So I'll go T first. T, why do you think he gets so much flack from his own set of fans? It's astounded me. I can't work it out, but lead us to it.
I actually don't understand the grief that he gets a lot. This season, I can understand the chances he's missed. That's what I will blame on him. But when he's delivered, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. And he's come through in many times. And for what he offers, his hold-up play, the link play, we didn't have a focal point. Greenwood wasn't really trying to be that focal point to hold up, have his back to goal. Greenwood wants to get on the ball, look up and take a shot. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be on the edge of things, isn't it? Martial will do that, but add more to his game. He will link up, he will hold the ball, he will drop deep. Greenwood doesn't really tend to drop deep. You can see it when he's on the right wing because we don't create as much for him. Like when Greenwood's dropping deep, he would have to do something that's not really natural to him, but he's having to adapt to something different because he's in the men's first team. But with Martial, people think that he's lazy, he looks lethargic. That's just how he is. He's not lazy because he doesn't run as much as Cavani, for example. Because what I would hear is, because Cavani runs more, he's playing better. When I don't want my striker to be running up and down and wasting their stamina and doing stupid things. You're meant to be in the box, occupying defenders and showing them one way or two. You're not meant to be running around like a headless chicken doing other things where you're in the box to score goals. So Martial is adapting to different circumstances, but we're not creating enough chances. And I've said this, even if you bring Haaland, you could bring Lewandowski, they're not going to score as many goals as you think because we do not create enough chances or get the ball to our strikers. It's that simple.
Okay, let's go with who should we start with now? You know what? Let's hit a Monday in the top corner. Let's go on Monday.
I'm in the middle.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
to me, yeah.
You think you're shooting goals, top corners.
Yeah.
Right, this one's straight in the middle, straight down the middle, the keeper. Right, let me hit this. Martial, last season he played well, but he's playing out on the left and he's playing in the middle, mixing it up a little bit. Scored a few goals. This season, he's only scored 2 goals, was it? Or I can't even remember. He hasn't scored that many goals this year.
He's got 7 in all comps, but
well, there you go. Yeah, but in the Prem, it's not that many, is it?
Yeah,
So this is the thing. I stand by my convictions. When I talk, I stand by what I say. I'm the foundation of what I say because I believe in it. Martial is not a number 9, and whoever is trying, he's come and said that he is a number 9. We have this unofficial pundit tune in tomorrow at 7:30. Studs up. Yeah, little plug for the show tomorrow. But unofficial pundit, he even says he endorses Martial and says he's better than Cavani. T, you just said that Martial is not like Cavani because Cavani runs around like a headless chicken. That is not true. It's not headless. His runs are amazing. This is a top drawer. Yes.
His movement is good.
Wait, one at a time.
Hold on. You need to have fish eyes.
One at a time.
The defender needs to have fish eyes to mark this guy because you can't see his movement. His off the ball movement is perfect. He's not running around headlessly and wasting stamina. He's doing his good runs at the right time. Watch him. Watch his game, please.
I do watch his game. No, he's in the box. I get that.
One at a time.
Sorry.
I'm inviting you to come back on the show. Okay. Not I run things, but I'm invited to come back on the show. Watch this game, and then let's talk about this because I disagree with that one.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Nothing to do with headless. It's more intelligent runs. That statement made me woo, you know. Yeah. But Martial, I think, like Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank said on the show. Did anyone hear it today on Sky? He said
it was him and Roy Keane. Yeah.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank said something which is quite telling. They probably know more than we. He said something like, Martial is one of these guys who would say, "Look, I twist up 2 man." And that's what he gets. You know what I'm saying? And they're talking about that. A real Jamaican, that's what a Yardie man would do. That's how Jamaican. Cheryl, you know about this.
My mum got to twist up 2 man, you know.
Twist up 2 man.
Yardie Jamaican.
Drop a shoulder, 1 and 2 equal skill.
The thing is, we never hear him speak. So maybe
Oh God. Kohinde. Let's go with Kohinde now. And afterwards, we'll come back to you at the end. T, let's go to Kohinde now to defend it. Kohinde, what's your thought process?
I think Martial, when I'm reflecting now, he probably doesn't do well under pressure. I mean, I feel like he needs someone to put an arm around him and say he's the man because I'm thinking back to a couple of years ago. He had a really good form out on the left, and then Mourinho brought Alexis Sanchez.
Don't use that name on the show, man.
Yeah. Well, and then you know he's hard for him to get back in and form dipped. And then last season was his best season for us. He picked it up again, and there was no one like Cavani to put pressure on him. He was the main number 9, and him and Rashford and Greenwood, they worked really well together, and he was just enjoying his football. But I think this season, because Cavani's come in, it's got put a lot of pressure on him. In some games, he's been dropped, and maybe he's not feeling loved or something. There's got to be some sort of psychological thing towards his form game, because he's not picked up from where he left off last season. But I still like him as a player. I still think we should keep him if we don't get Haaland. If we get Haaland, then I'll say get rid of him. But if we don't,
what are we getting Haaland for? What are we getting Haaland for?
Well, that's what I said. Well, why are you going to get Haaland to not create chances?
Hold on.
We don't create as much chances.
Wait, guys. Let Kohinde finish.
Order.
Finish.
We're going to get a big signing. There's going to be one big signing. Trust me.
Okay. So, Mr. B, hit it now.
Martial.
Why are we going to be replacing Martial with Haaland, like T said, when we don't even create any chances?
Thank you. And unofficial pundit even said it as well. We don't create.
It doesn't matter. We don't create. You understand? So we're gonna spend £80 million on Haaland for him to do exactly what Martial is doing.
Exactly.
It's the wrong positions we're looking. Martial, if he gets the chances, he's not getting the chances. You know what he's having to do? Run up and down like some idiot every game, and he's not putting the ball in the box. Cavani likes running up and down. You know what I mean? You can put the ball in front of Martial, he will run after it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the incentive that he needs. The ball closer to him. But when he's got to be running down to chase this, chase that, that's Fred's bloody job. The rat work. You understand? He's a striker. He shouldn't have to be ratting around the pitch. Nah. Then when he gets the ball, he's probably so pissed off and tired, he's thinking, chat, man.
It's a bit similar like Berbatov. Berbatov didn't run up and down all the time. Berbatov was effective when the ball was at his feet. It's a bit similar like Martial. You need to get the ball at their feet.
Thank you. Play the ball for him. Find him as early as you can. You understand? Use him. You know what I mean? I just think, me personally, I don't think we're using him properly.
We're not.
Yeah, because he's playing at number 9. He's not number 9.
His Vitali come as number 9. How is he not number 9?
Last season, he was number 9.
Last season played number 9.
Yeah, last season, and this season played number 9.
I think every player,
he's a 9, man.
I think
he's just a different type of 9.
Every player needs competition. If he's not mature enough to be able to handle that and just want to get hugged up by Ollie, oh, I love you, blah, 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 blah. You know what? He's an adult. He gets his love you from his wife at home and his kids. Work is his job. You understand? He's got to show. I don't want him to go nowhere. You know what I mean? But show a little bit more when you're on the pitch, bro. Yeah.
Hard work.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be cuddled. I'm not saying he has to smile. He's an assassin. Fine. Don't smile when you score. That's fine. No. But if you're not scoring, then there's an issue. You know what I mean? And he's not scoring, but then you can't blame him because he's not getting the chances.
He's not getting
He will play a whole game and nobody's going to create nothing for him. But it's Martial's fault that he didn't score.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't get. And Bruno's the attacking midfielder. Should be creating his chances for him.
Can I do a stunts up? I said earlier about Bruno. He played the ball and Rashford made the completely wrong run because Rashford doesn't know how to play the number 9. Same with Martial. He doesn't know how to make these runs to open it up. So it's not about the service so much. This is why we don't cross balls from the fullback straight. Look at who was it today who crossed Hudson. Where he was playing wing back. He done a cross, pop, cross, and it was
Giroud.
And James went down the ring, against Rudiger. Touch, got a yard, crossed it. No one was there because these guys are adapted to playing a number 9. Cavani, they even said on the screen, Cavani, that's what they need. Cavani, he would make those runs and be in there. Like with Greenwood, they said Greenwood didn't have the. It was Greenwood, I think, didn't have the energy, didn't have the strength or energy to get there, or didn't anticipate that kind of thing. This is what Cavani does. So all these sort of runs, we're saying headless chicken, everything else. It's not. It's blind runs. You know, you think I'm here, both he's coming.
No, but what I mean is he'll be drifting to the left or drifting to the right when you're meant to be staying up front, opposing defenders. You're meant to be going at them or at least kind of shuffle them away to get to goal. He's sometimes drifting off to the left when you shouldn't be doing that, or to the right.
He's feeling
there's no focal point.
If he goes to the left, then another man should know automatically to go into the middle, like Bruno does. When Bruno, look, they done this chart at half time today showing average positions. Bruno was number 10. I'm sure he's number 10, is he? Is Bruno number 10?
Yeah.
But Bruno was ahead of Greenwood. Greenwood was behind him.
That's what I'm saying,
So, which suggests that when Bruno was, he does a lot of pressing. He leads the press. You know, see him running and expecting other guys to be on tune.
Yeah.
So when he goes to press, someone has to fill in for him. So it's about intelligence and knowing where to be at the right time.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stop it there because we've got loads of comments, and the other show is going to go live in 15 minutes as well. So have a think about it. Think about your man of the match for Man United, even though I wouldn't give anyone at the moment. But we'll talk about that. So on Monday, do you want to hit these comments, please?
Tracy again, birthday girl. Love the show, guys. We love you, Tracy.
Don't even bother reading that one out. I know what he says.
Adam Morris says because he's dog poo. Who's he talking about? Martial. His dynamic production says Anthony Martial will always suffer at United. Rashford and Greenwood aren't good at creating chances for him. The media portray him in the same way as they portrayed Anelka. He needs to leave. Many fans don't appreciate him.
I agree.
He don't need to leave, though. I agree, but he doesn't need to leave.
He doesn't need to leave. He will flourish.
Yeah.
Adam Morris says everyone losing their sugar over a draw away to Chelsea. Any other season, that's a good result. Fair point.
Yeah.
Steve,
To be honest with you, let me answer that question. I'm not actually that upset about the draw at Chelsea, to be honest with you. The way I'm looking at it is, it's about retaining the ball today. That's my problem.
Yeah, it's like keeping
It's about
the ball,
retaining the ball. We didn't retain the ball at all today. So drawing against Chelsea, I said, we'll take the draw. I'll take it all day long. But it's just when we have the ball, Chelsea looked like they were up for it and they looked like they wanted to keep hold of the ball. We couldn't even string 5 passes together. Sorry.
This is Stephen Balogun. For guys that don't know, Stephen is Stitches. He's the host of the Liverpool show. Tune in tonight after their game. Good luck, Liverpool against Sheffield United. Is it Sheffield United they're playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stephen says, what do you guys make about Shaw's comment on ESEHST? The referee said to him.
Oh, so basically,
what the referee said to him. Why I didn't hear. What did he say?
Referee basically.
What does that signify about the credibility of the game? Does anyone want to fill me in?
You want to answer it? I can answer if you want.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So basically, what it was, the referee was challenged about the penalty. It's agreed it was a penalty, but didn't want to give the penalty because it may have talking points.
Who said that?
That's the referee apparently told Maguire.
Because it was a bit unfair that when he was watching the screen, there were players in his ear, especially Hudson-Odoi.
Yes, the Chelsea players were in his ear. And he basically didn't give the penalty because he thought it would be a talking point.
Is that the reason why?
That's the reason why he didn't give it. Yes.
That's interesting. I don't know. So what's our feeling on that, guys?
My feeling was a blatant penalty.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a blatant penalty.
Stonewall penalty.
Stonewall penalty.
Are we all agreeing?
Unnatural position.
Yeah.
It was really tough to really judge because it was like Greenwood had his hand up at the same time as Hudson-Odoi. So it was really hard to see who made contact with their hand first.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the referee probably backed out of it. It was probably Hudson-Odoi, but
it was him. It was him. It was cleared.
Pretty harsh. It would have been deemed as
but again, for me, VAR got that so incorrect because you actually see him flicking the ball with his finger. He flicked it with his finger. So blatant penalty. Good comment, Stephen. Appreciate it. Be tuning in soon to Liverpool show.
Pipe 71 facts. Cavani's movement is tremendous. Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford should watch and learn.
Yeah, take notes.
Yep.
Yeah, learn. But his movement isn't elite. It's not.
It's a teacher. Perfect guy to learn.
Stephen Balogun again, big up, bruv. It is satisfactory for United fans. Oh, he's asking, is it satisfactory for United fans that Ollie parks the bus against rivals while chasing title? Hold on, can I answer this?
Go on.
Okay, give me this one, please. This is his assumption that we park the bus. This is from Jose's years. I've heard Stephen Balogun saying this many times about us. He assumes that we still park the bus against these big teams. This is not true. You know, I'll pass it on. Guys,
anyone want to take anything on that one?
We park the bus against big teams.
Mr. B.
The reason we're not title one more. The reason we're not title contenders is because we don't win games against Everton, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace. That's the reason we're behind right now. It's got nothing to do with parking the bus. We're top scorers. How can we park the bus with being top goal scorers?
Yeah, exactly.
Slap that
Mr. B, did you want to take anything on that or Kuhane?
No, it's been said.
It's been good.
I think we've got a style of football, but we're not parking the bus. I wouldn't say it's not really that warfare like Mourinho.
It doesn't stick anymore.
If anything, Chelsea today had more players behind the ball than we did.
Yeah, they did.
And just because we beat them at the FA Cup, he's still sore. Adam Morris says, I'm confused on how people think we parked the bus today. You need to all go back and watch the game. Yeah.
Very good.
I mean, what I will say, what surprised me today is how high we played up the pitch with Lindelof and Maguire playing, which was nice to see. Good. I think the first half, I didn't really have an issue with the first half. If it was a 50-50 first half, to me, chances created, whether or not that's what the stats show, I have no idea. But it seemed like a 50-50 game. The second half, I think they were more progressive in what they did, and that's what pissed me off. I feel that we were getting dominated in certain areas, and maybe we don't have the players to change the game, and I'm here dreaming that somebody's going to come on and do something else. The best we could have done is what we did today, but I would have liked to have. We were in the first half. The second half, I just feel that they dominated a little bit more than we did.
Yeah.
Pipe 71 again. Thank you. He said the game has changed. Your striker now has to show and make runs generally to be more mobile. Adam Morris, different type of 9. Dynamic Productions. Martial is in capital letters and number 9. He's the victim of poor management and coaching. McKenna, Carrick, Phelan, Solskjaer aren't right for him. He was amazing under Louis van Gaal.
He was true.
He was.
Hey, why?
That's why Louis van Gaal brought in Depay, is it?
Yeah.
Dynamic Production.
Left winger.
Hey?
He was a left winger though.
So is Martial.
Exactly.
Yeah, Martial.
Martial's a centre forward, man.
That's what I'm saying. Martial under Louis van Gaal was playing on the left wing. Under Ollie, he's playing central striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing left wing, but he had moments where he was playing up front as well. Before Rashford come in.
Okay, go on. Because we've got about 6 minutes to get.
Okay, Dynamic Productions again. Martial will score tons of goals at Liverpool or Man City. He needs better management or better manager.
I'm agreeing with everything he says.
Yeah.
Adam Morris, Martial dead. Martial's dead. He did this when Ibra joined, and now we have Cavani. He is crying in the shadows again. Get rid and get striker who wants to play ball. Adam Morris, great comment.
Yeah.
71. He says Cavani is the only true number 9. United at United, which is sad given his age. Yeah, good shout, Pipes. Pipes is cool, man. Adam Morris again. When have we retained the ball this season? Good question.
Yeah.
In training.
Stephen Balogun said, bruv, stop exposing my government name online. Says Stephen Balogun.
It comes up, Stephen Balogun. It comes up, Stephen Balogun.
He's joking. Chopper United. Martial's strength is running at United at players and taking on a man. So he's more effective on the left, not up front as a striker. Chopper United. We're on the same page. I like you.
That's true. That means someone's got to go.
Yeah, what does that mean for Rashford? Because he's not better than Rashford on left wing.
Exactly. He's got to sit, hold the bench.
Nah, no. Rashford's at least top 2 best players on our team.
Okay. Oh,
Adam
God,
Morris,
they're coming in.
Adam Morris again. Stitches has got me in snitches. Or Stephen Balogun, bruv, not me, just saying it. The whole of Sky Sports panel said that in 2016. And also your record shows it. Yeah, I think it's lying. Axlam, the app.
Welcome.
See our new signing.
New signing. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, welcome, man. Mount, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood are killing their clubs to be. Sorry, let me start again. Mount, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood are killing their clubs to be top clubs. Enough of endless support. Time investment spent on their learning curve will never pay off. Do you get that, guys? What he's trying to say?
Yeah. But I think Mount's a top player. I think Rashford's
a good player. He's been very underrated.
Where are they supposed to develop then? If
they have to, innit? They have to get some way. So for me, I disagree in a way with that comment. I disagree. Because you've got to come through some product, haven't you? Some youth product to be a top player. That means say when we brought through like the likes of Beckham, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, who else is there that we brought through? Your Darren Fletcher and stuff like that. They're part of the youth. Dynamic Production, and then we're going to start our man in the match as well, guys.
He's comparing. He said Henry was a left winger like Martial too, but he was the best striker to ever grace the Prem. Martial needs players to create chances for him.
Yep, again, true. Okay, guys, let's start with our guests. T, who is your man in the match?
I'm going to give it to Luke Shaw. I think he was very composed and just kept his head up, and we got a clean sheet even though we didn't score. But I think he kept his job done well going forward and was defensively positioned well. But yeah, I'd give it to him.
Excellent. And Mr. B?
I agree with T. I'll give it to Luke Shaw. I don't think there was anybody else, maybe even 2 points behind him. So yeah, definitely, I'll give it to Luke Shaw, 100%.
And Monday?
Crucial block.
For me, it's easy one. Harry Maguire.
What?
Yeah, Harry Maguire. This is the thing. Take him out the team, and we will be losing these games. He is our rock. How many headers did he clear today? How did he lead the line? How many times did they get him behind us?
Hold up the ball, yeah.
Not once.
Yeah.
He's underrated, and we don't speak highly enough as we do.
I think it's the price tag why people get onto him a lot more than
it's banter, slap head banter, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The guy, I was watching him today, and he was fabulous. Like Mr. B said, we did have play higher at the pitch, and he just controlled it. They never got him behind us or anything like that. Mr. Harry Maguire deserves more respect. That's why I'm giving him MOM.
Akahinde?
Okay.
I have to agree with Monday. I thought Luke Shaw played well, but again, Harry Maguire, I was watching him today, and he was so composed, and even like holding players off and all that, and drawing everyone in. His head in was good. I just think he's got that sort of leadership quality. If you take him out of the team, someone like Lindelof and Bailly, they won't be able to have that leadership. So he's such an important player for us. But also, I thought McTominay had a good game up until at the end of the cross. I thought McTominay did a good job.
Listen, I thought
he was missing a bit.
The Welsh Flash did well today as well, but I'm not going to give it to
him.
He
worked hard.
He played well. He played well today. But for me, I'm going to give it to my Brazilian mate. I don't care what anyone tells me. It's all about Jorginho. I don't care what no one tells me. He was solid again today. Absolutely solid as a rock. I understand what you're saying, and I know Adam's got a comment on here about the whole Maguire agenda. I don't think I've got an agenda against him. I think if he played Bailly, then I'll be off his case a bit more. Okay, that's my thing. So a couple of last questions before we log out, guys.
Dynamic Productions again, saying Luke Shaw did really well. Man of the match for me too, from Dynamic Productions. Adam Murray says, stop the Maguire agenda. Axlam Diap on Monday, spot on. With what though?
I think it's going to be to do with the whole pro. It's going to be about Maguire man in the match. So guys, we're going to wrap up now. Just stay at the end. Don't hang up or anything like that. Just stay there at the end. Last one from Ax because he's new. So let's give him some love.
Axlam Diap. De Gea made a good save too, but made one mistake. Remember the mistake?
Yeah. Clean sheet. Yeah, he did. But
I think when he played the ball out, it was a bit that one. That was the only one. That kind of roused me a little bit. But.
So guys, oops, Jesus, the comments are rolling in.
Dynamic Productions again. There's no agenda regarding Maguire. He's made a lot of mistakes this season. Let's keep it real. Nah, Dynamic Productions. Come on, man. Don't say that.
What are the lot of mistakes if you can pinpoint them out? Because I don't think
the Tottenham game was bad for Bailly and Maguire, but apart from that, I don't really see it.
A lot of mistakes.
It's not really me.
I think he was like Allison or something. He's not making enough mistakes.
Yeah. I think De Gea is quality. And I said De Gea. Maguire was right today, but like I said, I'll give it to my Brazilian as always. Guys, tune in for the Premier League preview reaction show. Sorry, that's going to go ahead now in the next few seconds. And then also tune in for after that one, the Liverpool Sheffield United reaction show as well. And catch us tomorrow night at 7:30 with Studs Up with Unofficial Pundit. But before we go, last comment from Piper.
I like Pipes. He's been on form so far. We're on the same page. Hope this one goes for us. There's no agenda with Maguire. He's just not a £85 million player. He was decent today, but needs to see over a long period before I stop calling him slaphead. Slabhead. Thank you, Dynamic Productions. Well done, guys. Decent. It's a great show. Got tea. Everyone on the board. Come on. Big up. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is FTB Sports Football, and today you had Mr. B, Monday, Kahunde, and T, and our Solar United.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back on tomorrow. Just stay there, guys. Don't hang up. Okay, let's do the greatest intro in world football.
Exit.
See you, Tracy.
See you.
Where's he gone?